You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Catfish After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Catfish After Show.
I know you guys are going to give me a lot more on that song. What's up, guys? You know what time it is. It's Wednesday, so that means we have Catfish Season 3, Episode 8 with Miranda and Cameryn, who, you know, wasn't really relevant the whole episode anyway. But anyway, I'm Sterling, and with us we have my lovely co-host.
Hi, guys. I'm Jessie Owen.
Hey, I'm Kelly McInerney.
I'm Kiki Ayers.
Every time you say that, it reminds me of in the air, like that Flow Rida song. That reminds me of my senior year prom. Anyways, first, before we get started, we just want to talk about, really quickly, our girl, Maria Menounos' new book, Every Girl's Diet to... just kidding. Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. And as of last weekend, it's officially summer. So, I mean, I got pink hair. It's a pink book. Teaches
matches,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, matches.
There you go.
It was #4 in New York Times.
Oh, yeah.
They all Instagrammed 4s, so that's huge.
Well, what I like about it is it teaches you how to have an active lifestyle. It's like not a crash diet, not a crash course thing, but it's realistic. And, you know, we got to eat and we got to, you know, have fun.
Yeah, sustain yourselves,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's a great book.
It's very relatable.
Yeah. And it has some really good recipes, interviews with celebs, you know. So check it out.
It's great for every girl.
It's great for every single girl.
And guys, too.
And guy.
And every guy that wants to be a girl.
Yeah.
Because it's catfish.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So that wouldn't be rare.
And every girl that wants to be a guy, because it's catfish.
Right, exactly. All right, well, anyway, let's get into this episode. Well, first of all, I'm so happy we're all four back here together. It's like coming home. It's like a nice little reunion. But so we have Miranda. She's 21 years old. She lives in a really small town in Minnesota, which I can't even pronounce. I'm not going to try. If you guys have watched this before, you know I'm terrible at pronouncing things. Anyway, so she says she's in love with two guys in her email, which was confusing for us at first, but they're the same guy. So she still thinks she was in love with this one guy, kind of found him out early and thought she was in love with the second guy. Were you guys confused by that email when they said it at first?
Yeah, but
It's
then
like, ooh, what is it?
Yeah, and the fact that she already knew that there were two of them, like, that was really strange for me.
But once she explained it, it seemed like, okay, that makes sense. Why didn't you just word it like that?
Right.
You know? Like
This
that
poor
he was using a
girl.
different picture.
This poor girl has been catfished like 4 times.
Yeah. But we were talking about her sunglass game is on point. She's got some really cute sunglasses.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they've been talking. She's been talking to this guy since 2011 total. But at first she thought he was this guy named Cameron who lived in California, just right next door in Santa Monica. And so a few things had happened where she decided to go to art school out in Santa Monica, and he was part of that reason why she moved out here. But then when she moved out here, he kept coming up with all the excuses. My car broke down, which, I mean, you can just Uber or something.
There is public transportation too in LA. I know people don't believe it, but
Believe it
I
or
used
not.
it today.
Believe it or not. But she, did you? Yeah, she took a train to come see
I
me.
had a really funny story to tell Sterling on the way there, but it's fun.
It's always an interesting experience
Right.
on the LA transportation system. But anyway, so, but he just gave her all of the typical catfish excuses. My computer's broken, just like all this stuff, on and on. But then she used some stuff she'd learned from Catfish with, what was it that she did?
Picture shirt.
Yeah.
No, actually, she saw that he was at a club, and she Googled the club, and then she found the picture of the guy tagged as a different person on Facebook.
Exactly. So she did a little investigation on her own.
Good for her.
So, yeah, and I mean, when you find out that it's not the person you say it is and it leads you to someone else, then you're going to believe it's that person. You don't think there's like a, another layer to this.
Yeah,
it's like Inception Catfish.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Why would you do that twice?
Yeah.
People.
Oh gosh, I just, where did they come up with the time for this?
Yeah.
So, but then once she confronts him about him not being who he says he is, I guess he's off standish. They go a couple of months without talking, but he does admit, quote unquote, that he's this guy named James that lives in Atlanta, and he has a whole new set of pictures, the whole thing. So did you guys think that it was this guy the whole time? Because throughout the episode, they were showing his picture the whole thing.
No. Because if James is still good looking, he doesn't need to
You
catfish it. Yeah.
You're like, this guy doesn't need to catfish.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we went from cute to cute. Oh, yeah. Like, it just wasn't believable.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
But I did believe that it was the Asian guy when they started doing the searches and they found the Asian guy. And from the previews, I kind of thought he might be in jail.
Yeah.
But then I was like, who in jail talks on the computer?
Right. Well, another layer of this is that Miranda has a lot of really personal stuff going on. Her mom has Crohn's disease, and it's terminal, and it's really serious. And I'm assuming she has other personal issues because she had to move back from California to be at home. She just said personal issues, so she didn't go into detail. But what she did say is that she has been very open with this James person throughout the whole thing, and they've been mutually, open about this stuff. They've even been romantic. They send sex and that sort of stuff. So, I wanted it to be, it's like her only support system. And she even talked about how she didn't have any friends where she was from. So when she was going through this personal stuff, even though she had already found this guy out, she kind of contacted him again because that's all she had.
Somebody to talk to, yeah. And she even thought she was going to marry him, kind of. Because Nev asked, do you think you might marry him? She's like, maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
And
serious.
It's really sad she didn't have any friends. Like, she seemed like a really cool girl. She had nice style.
Yeah.
Like,
she did have a friend, though.
Yeah,
we saw
she had a
him.
couple.
But maybe, they came back into play after, when she moved back. Oh, no, it's weird because we don't...
That was like her sister.
No, but that guy friend, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's weird because we don't even know how she met Cameron on the internet or what.
Yeah, they never said.
It's weird. Like, why don't they tell?
How else would you meet if you've never met the person in person?
Yeah,
So just
Facebook?
how they came across each other, like Facebook or...
It's got to be a chat room or, people you may know or something,
I don't know.
Like, there's no other way,
The internet's pretty big, man. Could be a psychology chat room. Or...
before. Do you guys think it was crazy, though, that she continued to give this guy a chance after she found him out the first time, that he's not only not the person he says he is, but he's across the country, he's not video chatting her, all this stuff, and she has all of this material against him. Like, why do you think?
I think she just was lonely, you know? She just needed somebody to talk to, and he seemed, even though he lied to her multiple times, he just seemed like somebody. She just wanted to trust him. I think that's why. She just wanted it in her heart. Wanted to believe in him.
Right. And I think part of it also is that he already knew her background, and he knew all this stuff with her mom. He knew a lot of the personal things she was going through, and he even told her that his sister had leukemia and was dying of leukemia. So at that time, she felt like she finally has this person you can relate to, because there's a difference between coming out to someone and saying, yeah, my mom is dying of Crohn's disease, and someone being like, oh, I'm really sorry, like, that really sucks, whatever, and then someone being like, oh, I completely understand, I'm in a similar situation.
But do you think she
James
lied about that?
Said that, though.
Yeah.
That would kind of make me mad, though. Like, if someone was, even when she found out in the end, we know what she found out, but it's like, you're still going to be this person's friend just because, they lied about their sister having leukemia. Like, you don't lie about that kind of stuff.
It's serious.
That's, probably, it should have bothered her more considering her mother is sick.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that maybe in the present moment of him saying, this is happening to me too, she kind of just, believed it. Because why wouldn't she at that point?
Yeah, because what kind of terrible person would lie about something that serious?
Totally.
You know?
We don't know, too.
Yeah, they
could have really had, her sister could have really had leukemia.
Right.
We
they
don't
never,
know.
they never said.
asked or whatever.
I really wish they had, said that, because But I mean, it might have been a personal thing to talk about.
Right.
I don't know. Her family did seem. Well, we haven't gotten there yet.
I think they were more focused on like why the fact that like she didn't show up. So I think they were more focused on like, oh, can we like actually, you know?
Yeah.
I think the reason why the family had a problem with this because they didn't want MTV putting their family on blast.
Right.
Well, no one. Yeah, I'd be like, you're not going on that show.
But at the same time, she's 18.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I was pretty impressed with her busting this first person, Cameron, on her own. She did the whole, stalking situation and like figured it out. But then I guess this second time it was a little more covered up. None of the pictures were matching up. I guess you can't do like the phone number search unless you have special accounts.
Unless you pay for it, yeah.
Yeah. So this is when Nev and Max come in, and so at first they do the pictures. Doesn't come up with anything. If you do that with any picture, does it come up? Is it like a similar search picture, or so like if no pictures that are similar come up, that means it's not nowhere out there? Like, could you say
it might be like a private Facebook? Like,
Right.
can't that like block it? Like, even if it's on Facebook but private, I feel like that wouldn't show up.
Wouldn't show up.
The picture size also changes because even when they put it in there, it had like 320
Right.
by whatever. Like, so if you just crop the picture, it's possibility that won't show
It won't
up
come up
as well.
Yeah. So I mean, that's like can kind of lead you into dead ends in a lot of ways. But then they Google the name James blank because they never said it.
Yeah.
I was like, James blank.
James Doe.
Yeah. So they Google him, and the first thing that comes up is sex offender, and just like registered sex offender, like over and over, and I was like, oh God. Did you think that's what it was?
Yeah, I did. But then I started thinking, I was like, who has a computer in jail? Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to be, okay. So
And
we're going to give you all internet privileges today.
I mean, they do have some. There's some people. I mean, maybe I just need to change my Facebook friends, but I see some friends that are like in jail, like Facebook, and like,
God.
well, not my friends, but Facebook.
Well, maybe they were like.
Anyway, I'm gonna
in the
stop
drunk
talking. But you do have time, but not as much time as they were.
Yeah.
But
Don't stop talking, Kiki. Keep going.
And what she called him all the time too, though.
Yeah.
So
I thought she said he called her every night.
no, she said like even during breaks, even her work
Her
breaks,
work
she would call him.
And they would talk every night before going to bed.
Yeah.
And it's just like too much of an open communication for him to be in jail.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you can't completely rule it out, especially on a show like this. But then, so after that, so Max thinks it totally is a possibility at this point that it's the guy in jail. Which he was in jail for traveling to go see a minor with sexual intentions. And at this time, 3 years ago, she would have just been like just coming out of being a minor. So that just made it like really scary, first of all, because like was she traveling to go?
She was 18, right? 3 years?
Well, yeah, she was 21, but so she was like, I guess right when they were starting to talk, because she's 20. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not the best at math.
Depending on the month, she could have
Yeah.
been 17.
Yeah, she could have been. She could have been. But Max thinks it could be a thing, but Nev isn't so sure. So they do the number. What's the name of the program they use? It's like starts with an S.
Spokio.
Spokio.
Yeah.
So they do that, and it comes up with hang bleep,
Right, yeah.
and it comes up, and she's a female. And so they search her on Facebook, and it comes up that she has a relative. It just says relative. It doesn't say son or anything. James. I mean, what are the chances?
James
That's
is a
because-
common name,
Well, James,
though.
it is the common name, but it's just really coincidental
Yeah.
that the person she's talking to's name is James.
That's why I thought it was him, because even when was it Nev that spoke to him on the phone, or
Yeah, Nev.
with
you know who spoke to you know who? It sounded like a guy. Like it really did
Yeah.
sound like a guy.
Yeah.
And the family thing, maybe that could be like because racial things, like I just want you to date.
An Asian,
Right,
Like
yeah.
marry within
That would
the
make
culture.
sense. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I thought it was him too. I was like, why? Because it's like all signs are pointing to yes on this. But they sit down with Miranda, and she agrees to go. She's like, I want to find this out face to face. I mean, it's been 3 years, and she's never even seen this person, and she's been catfished once already by this person.
I can't even imagine spending 3 years on your life talking to someone and not meeting up with them, moving to a different state to go to college for this person, like,
Right.
and never even seeing them,
I
only
would've-
talking.
I would have demanded to see them the second time, especially after you catfished me the first time. I'd have been like, okay, so once you show me your face, then we can talk, whether it's Skype or
Exactly.
FaceTime or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just crazy to me. Like 3 years is such a long time. And we talk about this every week on this show because we're just like, okay, why didn't they see all these
Baffled.
red flags?
Yeah.
Love.
And this is, love is blind. But even this is weird for this show because usually the people haven't realized they've been catfished first. But she's been catfished before
By the person.
by the same person.
Yeah.
And she,
Sticks with them.
yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know. People are, love is blind.
Well, she
Blinded
also
by
kept
love.
saying, I don't want to hear I told you so. So I think she was
Yeah.
kind of using that to prolong it. Like, she didn't want to hear any crap from anybody.
Well, I mean, that's the worst. When you're looking for support, this one person that is giving you that support you're looking for isn't who they say they are, but everyone that's in your family, your close friends at home who know who you are saying, we don't think this is a good idea. I mean, that's got to be hard because you're not getting support from anyone, and the person who you are getting support from isn't even who they say they are.
Yeah.
Just like, I can't even believe doing that for 3 years.
Yeah, that's because she's like caught up in it, and she's the one who's in love and has the feelings invested. But the people outside looking in, they're like, "Girl, like,
Yeah.
no, that's not him."
Right.
So
Well, and also I think at the same time she's really vulnerable to this person because of all the things she's opened up to him about, and that's a lot of information for someone you don't know to know.
Yeah, 'cause she wasn't even like really. She was hurt, obviously, but she wasn't even really that mad when she found out the truth because she was like, they know so much.
Right.
Like, it was almost probably scary too. She probably didn't want to I don't want to give it away, piss it off. You know?
Piss it off. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't want to give it away. Okay.
I feel like
we
people
know.
get too like text crazy though, like in typing and stuff. That's why that their heart gets too involved in it because it's just so easy to just type and connect with them.
Yeah.
How could she
I
have-
want to have your baby.
How could she have trusted someone she did not know and had not even met? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
that's like called blackmail.
Yeah.
Basically,
I
this
really
person
think
has
it-
a lot of blackmail.
I really think it did kind of come off of how they did relate on that level about whether or not the whole leukemia story is true. She thought it was. She thought this person was going through a similar situation. Yeah. So that kind of makes that one guard go down because you think this person will understand on a different level. But I thought it was kind of interesting how her best friend at home, who we did see in the clothing store and at the coffee shop, how he even admitted, yeah, there's probably things that this person knows that I don't even know.
Yeah, that they have a bigger bond than
Right.
him, who she knows in person.
Who's there in the flesh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. People are nuts.
And even her sister. But I guess when people are telling you, I told you so, I don't think this is a good idea, you're going to put that guard back up with those people. So, I don't know. That was crazy.
Well, it comes down to everyone's going to do what they want to do. Everyone around them can give their opinion, but they're not going to change their opinion. They're going to do what they want to do in the end.
Totally.
It's called an ask hole. ASKHOL.
Is it? Inform us of what this is.
I just saw it on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
The person who you give advice to, they ask you for advice and they do the opposite.
So it's called what?
An ask hole.
Ask
So
hole.
it's like a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ask you and they do the opposite. So you just waste all your time giving them advice.
I
Yeah,
see.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Yes.
So what was the point of even
Clever.
asking in the first place?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I gotta admit, sometimes I do that.
Don't waste my time, ask hole.
There you go. You use it in a sentence.
And it's just ASKHO.
Yes. I
Is it
learned
a
so much
hashtag?
from Instagram.
Is it a hashtag?
I don't think it's a hashtag yet. People are just getting hip to it. But
Uh-huh.
maybe
Getting
after
hip to
this
it.
episode, it will be.
You can do that with your 15,000 followers. New hashtag by Kiki.
We gotta get it trending for you, Kiki.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have many assholes in your life?
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
And I try to keep them out because it's just a waste of time. It's just,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that before? Sorry, I'm
Probably
really.
have. I think we've all done it maybe once or twice, but
I've
not
been an
often.
asshole.
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Sometimes you're like taking a poll, you know? You ask
you
a
just
bunch
wanna
of
see-
people.
Right.
And
What
who-
do you really
yeah.
think?
Yeah, like if it's like clothes, I love shopping. It's like, should I buy this? Like, you know, I just went shopping yesterday.
Should I
and they're
wear
like,
this
no,
tonight?
you just bought something. And it's like, I'm gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah.
So that's
You're
you
such
know,
an asshole, Kiki.
Yeah, something small, something small.
You're such a little asshole, Kiki. Yeah. Just kidding.
Guilty.
Love ya.
Guilty. I love you
No,
more.
I do the exact same thing. Probably way more than I should admit to. Anyway, so they're all at the coffee shop. Neve, Max. I keep wanting to say Saranda, which isn't a real word, but her name's Miranda, and her sister and her best friend. Oh Lord. Anyways, and so they lay out all this information about the sex offender, about their no matching pictures, about how this Asian guy James is popping up under apparently his mom's phone number. So she's like, oh wow, well I guess any of these options could be true. But there's no way to know unless you meet them in person. So we're going to hit the road, on the road again to Atlanta. Yeah. But at first, Neve really has to convince this person to agree to do it.
They were so quiet on the phone. It was crazy. I don't know. They seemed super hesitant.
Right.
The other person, James.
Yeah. What did you guys think about the phone call?
The first one?
The first one from the coffee shop before they go to Atlanta.
Like I said, I thought it was the Asian guy, and I never, ever would have thought it would have been the outcome that it was.
I thought he sounded very depressed.
Right, I agree. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, bummed out that she's doing this to him, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, just miserable about life in general. He just sounded, I don't know, just really depressed. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely like a combination of a really sad sounding person who obviously is going through a lot of stuff, no matter who it is. But it's just like, I have a lot of stuff going on.
Well, she's probably
you know,
very
it's just
confused.
like, yeah.
Like, and we know about
And
what.
probably very embarrassed because he did start the conversation with, "Hi, I'm Neve from Catfish. Do you know what that is?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've heard of that." So obviously they know what situation they're in at this point.
I think he was kind of shocked too, like, oh my God. Like, sometimes when you're in shock, you're just really quiet and like, I don't know what to say, you know?
Yeah, it's just nervous.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyways, they agree to go to Atlanta. But they get there. Miranda's looking real rocker chic in her little leather jacket. And that's what I remember most about
And her heart
Neve
sunglasses.
And her heart, yeah, Neve was her twin.
Motorcycle buddies.
And so they're trying to call James, trying to get a game plan. She's texting him, calling him. So is Neve and Max. And he keeps forwarding their calls to voicemail, not responding to the text messages. Did you guys think he was just going to stand him up the whole time?
At that point, I was like, yeah. That was a bust.
It's like you
Go
might
to the
want to wait
aquarium
before you get on that plane.
Yeah.
I did, but I didn't think Catfish would waste a whole episode on something not coming out of it.
That's true.
I was like, something's got to happen. They're not going to just end it right now. It's only been 19 minutes.
You're a real detective, Jessie. you should join the little Neve and Max.
I'd be really good. You want me on your team? Email me. No, tweet me. I need followers.
So they keep doing that, but eventually he does. He does respond. I don't know where we are right now. But he responds with the next day, though. It wasn't even the day they got there when they were trying to contact him, but it was the next morning.
Right before they're about to leave.
Right before,
or get ready and go.
Right.
Yeah.
And they go down to the room to talk to Miranda. She hasn't heard from him either. So they're like feeling really like, you know, down about, they're just not hopeful.
Wasted 3 plane tickets.
They're just like, wow, come on. Could have told us before we flew all the way down here.
We could have Skyped you in, what was it, Minnesota?
Yep.
Minnesota.
Anyways. But eventually he does send them, well, who we think is James, does send Neve a text message, and then another text message, and then another text message, and then several more. What did it end up? Yeah, what did
then they stopped after quadruple.
She said
What
that.
is the word after quadruple?
Quintuplet?
Isn't that,
That's a twin,
five
isn't it?
or 6. That's 5 or 6.
Quinn is 5.
Sometimes
Anyway.
I need to go back to elementary.
Yeah, seriously.
So much they give you at such a young age.
Yeah. But anyways, the gist of the text message is, I can't come today. My family is preventing me, even though I'm 18 years old.
Well,
and
we didn't know his age yet.
Oh yeah, we did. Well, I guess he would be older than that at that point if he's really James. So basically, can't come. Lo siento. Family's preventing me. Yeah. So
I have a few comments on that.
Okay.
First off, like,
tell us all of them.
Family. Okay, you can't everyone's done it. You've gone behind your family's back. If you really wanted to meet this person, you could have made it happen. 2, we find out that her family didn't even know about the whole situation. So it's like, you could have gotten away. You could have, and when they were pretending to be James, they already lied about their family knowing when they were claiming to be in Santa Monica.
Right.
So it's like,
do you think that the family knew, or that was like a fake threat, like a fake excuse? Like, do you think she even told, like, hey, I might meet this girl online that I met?
I don't think they even knew.
Right?
Like, she even said they didn't know.
Yeah.
But first, before we keep talking about
know.
her, let's just go ahead and say, so she we can talk about her in a little, so it's easier to talk about her.
Yeah.
Keep saying her because we know. Sorry for spoiler alert there. But anyways, she ends up texting him back, the only way I can talk today is if we Skype. So Max is like, oh, great. Cool. We flew all the way to Atlanta to meet you, and we're going to video chat. Excellent.
I love Max.
Yeah.
I love his gray hair.
Yeah.
It looks cute on him.
Cute.
It's a silver fox,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he
Silver
really is.
fox.
and he was so touching in the end.
With that hug.
Just hug me, Max.
Literally touching.
Yeah, literally touching. But anyway, so but this person says, well, I'd rather Miranda not be there when we Skype at first. So they just send her just like right outside of the frame. Like, obviously she's still there and can see you, so she might as well have been there. But I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He lied. He was like, it's just us.
Yeah. Well,
No.
Kiki totally called who it was going to be when they did the little flash and then to the thing.
Yeah.
I thought I saw the Asian guy. I think just because in my head I wanted to see the Asian guy.
I saw that. I was like, black woman.
Yeah. Anyways.
And
so-
she had her hair up too, so good call.
Good call.
Man.
By the way, like, that's so disrespectful. You have your glasses on, like, and you keep your head wrap on the whole time. Like, you knew you were gonna get on Skype, but then you could at least combed your hair.
She took her glasses off
When
to
Miranda-
talk to Miranda.
Maybe she wanted
it
to
doesn't
look
matter.
so
You
courteous.
know you're talking to somebody on Skype, and it's gonna be on TV. Like,
Right.
Maybe she
take
wanted to
off
look
your
more like a
head
guy.
wrap. I don't even care about the glasses. I care more about the head wrap.
Well,
Like, that's so ratchet.
you know, you never know.
It is.
Babe, what if she no, I don't believe that. I was like, what if she has leukemia and she doesn't have any hair?
No,
There
we
was
saw a
hair
picture
under
later.
that wrap, like,
Yeah, there's later she's just wearing like a
Little
headband.
really long
yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Put it in a bun or something.
But maybe she wanted to look like a dude for a second.
yeah, her
that's
hair
not a
was really
dude.
long
That's
'cause
the
she
black
had,
girl head wrap that she wrapped her hair with at night, so it's good in the morning. I know exactly what that is.
Her
That's
Her hair's actually really long. It's like to here in that picture.
Yeah.
Which I wonder
Well-
how they got that picture.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so enough about that. Anyways, there's this girl named Gabby. She admits to being James and Cameron. She's 18. She considers her and Miranda best friends. She also says her family does not know about it or about any of the stuff that's going on. So obviously that was just an excuse that her family's preventing her. Whether they knew it or not, they were preventing her. Because I think she was...
Then she mentioned it again, though, that my family's preventing me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, like, it's real that her family... Maybe because if she left, she'd have to tell her family.
Right.
But just be like, hey, I'm going to go meet my friends.
Yeah.
family
Who the hell
probably
get-
knows she's going on a show called Catfish, but they don't know the whole story between her and Miranda.
Yeah.
They probably
I could
don't
see
know
that.
she's gay.
Oh, and maybe because it's going to air on television. That's probably why she didn't want to... Because then her family will find out and be like, oh...
Yeah.
Whoops.
So either they don't want her going on the show or they have no idea and she'll know that they'll disapprove.
Yeah.
And they'll know that they'll find out about it later anyway. But I mean, she kind of ruined those chances by Skyping.
Exactly.
So.
Also, though, she was only 15.
Settle down.
She's excited.
She's only 15 when they started chatting, too.
Yeah,
Which is
isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Because that's...
What were you guys doing when you were 15?
I don't think I'd be that smart. I mean, she did slip up once, but she kept it going for a while before she got caught or whatever.
I gotta say, that is really, like, I would have no idea to go about doing that.
At 15,
I still wouldn't,
I was
so I
like
don't know.
eating like ice cream, like
Wearing those wearing the chokers
Right.
that Miranda was doing.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's such a those chokers. I had those in 7th grade. That's a long time ago.
feel like catfishing wasn't around back then, though, or not as big.
I'm sure people did it, but
it wasn't as big and elaborate.
Didn't make a TV show about it.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't as elaborate.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she does admit that she's interested in Miranda beyond just a friendship. Did you guys see that one coming?
Well, obviously that's why she was acting the way she was.
Right.
It's kind of sad though, because he asked like, "Are you bisexual or gay?" And she's like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
so
I just
she's
don't know.
like, this is her coming out
Right.
thing, kind of. So it's like huge. That's why she was freaking out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like sad.
But it was really sweet whenever they did Skype, and the first thing she said to Miranda was like, "You're very beautiful."
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay.
I know, real sad.
But you
I forgive you, girl.
But I mean, and she has this for 3 years. So Miranda has been open about her relationship with this James Cameron guy. And her friends know about it. Her family.
James Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron. And her friends know about it, and her family knows about it. But But Gabby, on the other hand, no one knows about it. No one knows that she's in the closet. No one knows that she even has this relationship or anything. So Miranda is like her only support system too. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like that is a lot to lose also by coming on the show and revealing yourself.
Well, now everybody knows, so embrace it, girl. Be proud of who you are.
Yeah. But anyway, so after they Skype, they ask, I think the best way to do this, the best way to get Miranda all the answers she needs is to meet in person. Let's have this conversation face to face, eye to eye. And she agrees. I think she genuinely does care about Miranda and like wants her to have all the answers she needs to be okay with everything.
Yeah, I just think maybe she wasn't comfortable on television and
totally.
Yeah. And
it is a lot to push on someone, especially who's so introverted, like in that way, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit. How did they explain the phone number being the hang person?
They didn't.
They didn't. They never
didn't add up. The voice didn't add up.
Yeah.
She could have bought. It could have been an old phone though, maybe phone number.
Yeah.
And it could. Sometimes that happens.
Could have been. And just coincidentally been the name of James, or she got it from someone named James.
Yeah.
And that's where she went.
Maybe
with
her family is really Asian. Just saying. Maybe she was
Could
adopted.
be, but then who is that James person in the?
Maybe it's her brother, and she was using his name as an alias.
All right.
I'm just saying.
So many ways
it just doesn't make sense how that phone number like popped up.
Yeah. Some answers I wanted to have. Some questions I wanted to have answered were the whole leukemia thing, whether or not that was just made up or whatever, because I think that speaks tremendously to
what kind of
character.
person. Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
And then how they met.
Met. Like, still, it's out in the open. It could have been anyways. I'm thinking of all these ways that it could have happened. And then the whole phone number thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I think those are very just left unopened.
Yeah, loopholes.
Yeah. So fast forward a month later.
Well, they try and meet her again.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. I just completely forgot the most important part. So they go to meet her at this park because she says, I'll try to figure out a way to make this happen. Try to avoid my family at all costs, like whatever. So they show up to this park. Believe it or not, she's not there.
Surprise.
Surprise. So she's not there. They're calling her, forwarding to the voicemail.
She just sends one text saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Miranda.
Sorry, Miranda.
Or I can't.
Are you really sorry?
What did you guys think about that?
I mean, I honestly think after, discussing it with you guys, I think that she doesn't want to come out on national TV.
Yeah.
But you could have shown up and been like, listen, I don't feel comfortable with the cameras here. Can I just talk to Miranda one-on-one? And they could have, like, MTV will do that. Yeah.
And put the wording
I think not even, like, if the producers won't agree to that, I think even Max will totally agree to that. Because at the end of the day, what's most important is the relationship between these two people. Whether it's romantic or not.
I think the least you could have done is said that before they got to the park. Don't wait till after one to text and be like, oh, sorry. Like, you knew all morning you didn't want to do that. You knew it all last night. You couldn't text earlier. Mm-hmm. You knew you weren't getting dressed to come. Like,
she seemed genuinely into it, though, when they were Skyping. She's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to, face to face.
Well, and also, she probably knew she wasn't going to meet them in the first place, so why did she make them fly all the way?
I was going to say, the least she could do is Skype them from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. And be like, look, I don't feel comfortable meeting you guys. Don't waste your money coming out here.
She's like, MTV got money.
Yeah. But I think maybe she wanted to do it, and then she just kind of chickened out at the last minute.
Yeah. It's easier to say you're going to do it than actually do it,
Totally.
So.
Yeah, 100%. But at the end of the day, Miranda goes home sad-faced, and without meeting, and confused. Yeah. And so it's kind of a bummer that she didn't come, and at least because I do enjoy, even if it's not the person they say they are, I do enjoy watching them or like seeing them learn their lesson, seeing them kind of open up and, you know, embrace who they really are. And that's usually how Catfish ends. And so I thought that wasn't happening here, and that was kind of sad. Yeah.
But then a month later, it turned out to be kind of happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So they talked to Gabby first. She says that she feels really bad about what she did, and she regrets not coming to the park and, you know, confronting her face to face. But she does slip out there that her and Miranda have been Snapchatting and FaceTiming.
Yeah. Which together. At first I thought maybe she was lying. I was like, she's just lying to save face. And when we talked to Miranda, she's gonna be like, no, I don't talk to her anymore.
Yeah. Were you guys surprised by that they were keeping in touch on such a like visual level?
Yeah. I thought actually she was going to say that too, because Miranda's first reaction was like, yeah, well, and I thought she was like a negative, yeah, well kind of thing. But no, it was like,
I pity her and just respond a little.
I wasn't too surprised just because her initial reaction when she found out who she was, she didn't seem upset at all.
Yeah.
But she was really upset when they didn't show up.
Yeah. Well, Max even said...
Even on the way home in the car ride, she's like, I'm just going to go back to be a, normal 21-year-old girl. Like, she still wasn't that upset to me. Right. As upset as I would have been.
Well, Max even said she's being adult about it because she knows that the situation that person's dealing with is even bigger.
Exactly. Right.
Exactly. That's probably why she was dealing, because she knew, like, this girl.
I gotta say, snaps from Miranda. She kept it together. Like, she obviously was disappointed, but I think she was very understanding, way more understanding than, I probably would have been.
I thought it was really awesome how she was like, you can't help who you love, boy or girl.
Yeah, that was really sweet. I wrote that down.
Yeah, so then after that, after Gabby says they've been Snapchatting, FaceTiming, and still keeping in touch pretty regularly, they talked to Miranda, and she's like, yeah, we chat, like, whatever, blah, blah. And then when they ask if it's romantic, she's just like, sometimes we flirt.
Yeah, she
and
said
it's like
almost,
mutual.
right?
They have been
sort of.
Sexting, and what is it called when you webcam each other and do stuff? What's that called?
Web sex?
I think maybe that's been going on. Maybe
cyber sex.
Cyber sex.
I don't know. Well, she said. Well, I don't know if it goes that far, but she said they've definitely been flirty on both ends.
And I wonder if what's her name? Gabby. I wonder if she's going to actually keep her word and come visit Miranda.
I know. That was interesting that she said that she's planning on visiting. I feel like that's something Gabby would have brought up. No?
I don't know.
Maybe
she's not going to visit.
Standing up people.
She's all talk.
We're waiting another 3 years, girl.
Well, I feel like it was shocking that Miranda, like, kind of curveballed us.
Yeah.
But you could tell she's very, like, a liberal kind of person. Look, her best friend is a gay guy, too, so she's open to that. I guess maybe, like, Gabby was scared because maybe her family and stuff aren't open as much.
Yeah, I mean, one of my best friends is gay, and, like, I understand all his stuff and everything, but I would never let that affect me.
Well, maybe it was, like, her first, like, romance, and she didn't know, like, you don't know until you fall in love,
She thought it was one person, and I think I agree with what you said, that you can't help who you love, like, that's what Miranda said, but also she did say something that was, I thought, just spoke to the whole episode, was that she said, also, they have such a history, and this person knows so much about when you're already connected on that personal of a level. This person knows more about you than anyone else, and that's all you can ask for in someone who you love. I think it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to get to that level with anyone, let alone a romantic interest. So I think they already were starting on that level. I don't know. Maybe she's just more open on a physical attraction level, or.
It's kind of frustrating because it's like you have to go back and reevaluate everything that this person has told you. Is this true? Is this true? Like, I feel like you have to get to know this person all over again.
Yeah. I feel like for Miranda, though, it was more of the comfort of having someone there for her, which was the best part, and what made her so attached to this person. Because she had no one else in the world who she felt like she could connect to, except for this one person. So I feel like even though she had been catfished 1 time, 2 times, it didn't matter who it was. They were still that person talking to you, whether it was their face or not. Mm-hmm. Not that I would. I'm just like playing advocate for her right now, but not that I don't know if I'd respond that way. But yeah,
it makes sense for her. I mean, as long as everybody's happy, you know.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
what it comes down to.
Yeah, I was happy about this episode. I'm not mad at anybody, girl.
Yeah,
I'm kind of mad at Gabby, but I mean, at least Miranda's not.
Kiki, what do you think of the outcome of that with Miranda and Gabby's status?
I just don't even ask questions anymore after this season.
Yeah.
There's been like so much craziness going on. It's like I don't even ask questions. Cool, they're happy. Awesome.
Yeah. I gotta say, they are definitely finding different types of stories and you know, with the twists and turns that haven't really been happening in the first 2 seasons.
I like how they lead you up in one way and then what?
Twist. Surprise.
Yeah, because you're like Asian guy.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's funny. That's what my news and gossip is about tonight.
Okay, well, speaking of, should we get into some news and gossip, ladies?
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up. Okay. Okay, so I found an article on vulture.com. It says, "Why has the season of Catfish gone so wrong?" So it says,
do you guys think it's going wrong?
No, I think it's super entertaining.
Okay, well, listen to what they said, and then I'll open it up to you guys to give your opinions. And also, you guys listening, please give your opinions, tweet us, respond, let us know what you think about this. Okay, desperation creates drama. The need to be accepted, seen, loved. That need pushes people in fiction and in life to behave in unusual, interesting, maybe dangerous ways. That's part of what was so engrossing about Catfish early on. Not just the deceptive desperation on the part of the catfishers, but the overwhelming denial that characterized many of the catfishees. People just wanted to be loved, you know, even terrible people. But this season of Catfish has lost a lot of that wild urgency, with fewer episodes about the truly lovelorn and more about the odd sociopaths and the people without any real skin in the game. Bring back the lunacy of the early seasons, guys.
All right.
I can see what they're talking about, especially like with that gambler guy who like sat in the casino. Like that wasn't like, I mean, I guess they want to see like the more romantic sides of catfish, but the truth is there are so many different types of catfish. You've got the romantic kinds, you've got the people who are just trying to scam people by pretending they're someone they're not. The whole point of catfish is that there's a person who's in an online relationship, whether that's romantic or not, and they're pretending to be someone else, whether that is, you know, about love or about just messing with somebody.
And there has been love, like this one, and then Antoinette, remember, there was love there. I think they're just trying to show...
I knew that was coming.
There was some love.
Oh, God.
They're just showing, like, all types of catfishing, like, on the phone, on, you know, psychology chats.
Yeah. Tracy, like, that was different.
Yeah, a celebrity catfish.
Yeah. Like, that was, you know.
Just someone you admire, just like a celebrity, like, crazy fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you
it.
think, Jessie?
I mean, I'm kind of with you on it. Like, I kind of like where they're going. They've shown so many different types of catfishing this season, whereas in other seasons it was kind of like the same
thing
it's
over
like
and
one
over.
way, this way, they either are, they either not. But this way it's like a bunch of variety. So I'm going to have to say I disagree.
Yeah. Well, guys out there, comment and tweet us and let us know what you think. Do you like season 3 of Catfish so far, or do you prefer the first 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Let us know. Kelly, do you have some?
Yeah. Some.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Cool.
My bad. Sorry about that. That was a
Ben,
mistake.
what you doing back there?
No,
I like it.
Yeah. Super
like...
news. Well, Nev has a new book out. It's actually not out yet. It's coming out in September. It's called In Real Life, Love, Lies, and Identity in the Digital Age. You could pre-order it on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com, all that cool stuff. And to promote it and to promote Catfish, he talked to Glamour.com via Facebook chat and gave him...
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't he?
I know. Gave them 7 lessons about dating in the digital age. And he just basically said that, you know, if you find somebody online, meet them in person as soon as possible.
ASAP. Yeah.
And like typing and everything, it's way easier to type I love you than to say it in person, you know? somebody also asked, is it okay if I research them before meeting them? And he's like, yeah, totally. You want to make sure.
Who doesn't do that?
Yeah.
Who doesn't, type someone into Facebook real quick before?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never not known who I was going on a date with. Like, I've known these people.
Yeah.
Well, some people.
We've also been in a long-term relationship.
I
so.
know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all my life has been is long-term relationships.
And he said to not use emojis that much, use them sparingly. And there's more.
Oh, good to
Why?
know.
Why though?
Say a couple more.
Somebody asked that. Just basically, romance isn't dead. Because somebody's like, where's the romance anymore? I can't really get the guys to be cute and everything. And he said just stop texting and stuff. Just have them call you up, meet in person. He was just mainly advocating meet in person. It's easy to have a text relationship and like internet relationship because it's easy to just type it.
Yeah, totally.
And people get carried away with that eggplant emoji.
Oh, seriously. I love that emoji too.
What
And I like the
eggplants?
red one with the scary hair.
Wait, are these new emojis I don't know about? Am I always the last one to know these things?
Yeah.
I don't even
You
know.
are.
But
like an
yeah,
old woman.
Is that it for that one?
it's a cool
The eggplant
article.
symbolizes something else.
Yeah.
Oh,
Check it
okay,
out.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out on glamour.com if you want.
Cool. I've got a quick one real fast. So you guys remember Kid Cole, the guy who was catfishing everyone in the DC area and going to the high schools and apparently giving talks and stuff and performing.
Which we need to get him on the show. Showrunners.
Yeah. Anyway, so the singer Lil Mo, she Instagrammed and she posted an Instagram and she revealed that Kid Cole is her estranged son. So he is her ex-husband's son. And so she was his mom for a little while. And so she didn't know anything about it, but she was watching Catfish and saw him on the show. And she thought at first it was funny, but then she actually felt really bad for him because she watched him grow up without a father. I guess he wasn't involved, watched him have to raise himself. And she said her heart was saddened to see the episode, and that he had to raise himself, and that she hopes that he finds his way, and she said, I love you at the end of it. So it was like, I was like, wow, he actually does have some ties to the music industry. Who knew?
Yeah, but instead of just saying that, if she really felt sorry for him, she would have brought him in and let him, all his dreams come true. When it's all about
she might
She's trying to get her own dreams right. Like,
yeah,
let's be real.
yeah, seriously. I don't know how connected she is.
She's not even
but-
his real mom, right? She was just like
Yeah, it's not
married
his-
to the father
Right,
for a
she was
second.
just, yeah.
No, but still, it's all
give
about
birth to-
connections. Help people out.
Yeah.
Don't be selfish.
I mean, she might have. Yeah.
Like, when's the last
I mean,
time you heard from Lil Mo?
Yeah.
I don't even know who Lil Mo is.
Exactly.
But I didn't know who Kid Cole is either.
So,
No one knows
no
who
one
Kid Cole
knows
is.
who he was to Catfish, but
Yeah.
she can't help it.
Yeah. But anyways, do you guys have any predictions, or should we just? I mean, predictions about Miranda Cameryn / James / Gabby.
I predict that I don't think that they'll be together. I think that they'll be together in this fake relationship, like online and like on the phone and stuff. But I don't think they'll ever have a relationship. And I think she might turn lesbian.
She kind of did, right?
Yeah, she kind of already did.
Well, she didn't confirm that, but I think she will. I think she's like, I'm done with guys. Like,
Well, she never gave guys a chance.
She could be vicarious.
She could be whatever, like
yeah,
likes
but girls
whatever.
understand
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
you coming out?
She kissed a girl and she liked it.
She didn't even kiss her.
Doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're a lesbian,
That we know
though.
of.
It's
Right.
I don't think Gabby's coming to visit. I think
I don't
she's
either.
Yeah.
I don't either. And I think that Miranda just might be in like a really confused spot. I mean, this has only been a month since she just got out of a 3-year relationship with this person. So she's probably having, a hard time separating herself, especially with Snapchat and things that are so fast to
And they
do.
know so much.
Right. It's like,
so that's what you kept
I don't
saying.
think this is her coming out necessarily.
Yeah,
I just think she's just like,
vicarious, a little
yeah, I think
flirty.
she's a little
Or
curious.
maybe Miranda really likes the attention because whenever Gabby was like, "You're so beautiful," she's like,
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's
like,
true. I could see that.
I'm all
Yeah.
giddy.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kiki, where can the people find you?
Kiki Ayers, KIKIAYERS. Thank you.
Thank you for saying it like that.
I'm Kelly. You can find me at Holly Weirdo on Twitter and Instagram.
And Jessie, before you go, we want to toss it back to Ben, back in the booth. Ben, where can we find you?
Go Ben.
You guys can find me at Ben Bottomley if you want like
if you want.
one post every
I'm
6
gonna
weeks
find
of
you right now.
me flipping off my dog.
Oh wow, that sounds like Jessica's kind
Everybody follow Ben.
Yeah. All right, Miss Jessie.
You can follow me at Miss Jessie Owen on Twitter and Instagram, and that's MISSJESSIEOWEN.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sterling Cates. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and be sure to catch us next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.